As the UK braces itself for painful cuts in public spending, members of the creative and cultural sector were at Customs House in South Shields to discuss the future of the industry in the region. We spoke to Carol Bell, a speaker at the event, about the importance of the sector to the region's economy, and Steve Gibson from Newcastle College about why learning institutions must support the industry.
Creative and cultural industries are a massive growth area in the economy, and it's vital that we support them. It was Gordon Brown who said towards the end of his Prime Ministership that it's going to be the creative sector that pulls us out of the problems that we've got, and so it's vital that we as a college support the industries to upskill their workforce. The purpose of today's event was to allow members of the creative and cultural industries in the area to come together to meet, to network, to learn from each other, and to also, from a college perspective, to be able to find out a little bit more about our new foundation degree in creative and cultural industries. We've also had some really inspiring speakers, people who know what they're talking about because they've been through it themselves, and the opportunity for people to ask questions of business leaders within the sector has been a really valuable way for people to learn from each other as we go through some quite turbulent times.
Well, I was invited along as a speaker by Newcastle College to come and talk about the creative and cultural sector in the broadest sense, just to talk about what's happened in the cultural and creative sector over the past 20 years. So where we've come from, which is, particularly Newcastle Gateshead in the northeastern area, which was in decline, to something that's had massive investment in the cultural sector and has become an area which has been renowned as having culture as a driving factor to regeneration.
It's important that over the next few years employers understand that they need to upskill their workforce. It's an expensive and risky process recruiting people at senior levels within any organisation, and so being able to take people in throughout their different levels within their business and be able to give them the skills that they need to progress to help the business develop is something that is going to be very important to any business that wants to be successful and wants to continue operating.
There's been massive investment, over 200 million over the past sort of 20 years in the cultural sector in terms of capital investment, buildings like the Sage Gateshead Baltic, Northern Stage, and those sorts of institutions, as well as the sort of festivals and events that happen, need continually feeding in a way in terms of skilled creative people that can contribute to them. Things are going to get more challenging. There's less resource around, so I think it's about thinking creatively how we work together to continue to build on what we've achieved.